Can someone who spent 19 years preaching kindness truly escape the consequences when the truth about their actions starts coming to light? Ellen DeGeneres' story isn't as simple as it seems. She built a career on humor, charm, and that signature be kind attitude. But when the curtain was pulled back, what we saw wasn't so sweet. Ellen's rudest moments, her harshest actions, have come back to haunt her in ways she never expected. How did she go from being America's sweetheart to one of the most controversial figures in Hollywood? Let's rewind. Ellen DeGeneres wasn't always this controversial. She started as a stand-up comedian in the 80s, quickly making her mark with her dry humor and relatable jokes. Then came the Ellen DeGeneres Show, a platform where Ellen became the face of positivity. She was funny, warm, and relatable. People loved her. She wasn't just a talk show host, she was a role model, a symbol of kindness. But behind the cheerful exterior, things were brewing. Ellen's tagline, "Be kind to one another," became a mantra for millions. It was her brand, the heart of everything she did. And it worked. She was admired, respected, and adored by her fans. But as it often goes in Hollywood, things aren't always as they seem. There were whispers, allegations, stories that didn't match up with the sunny persona Ellen put on TV. People started questioning if she really was the kind, caring person she claimed to be. Was there more to the story than what she wanted the public to see? Let's talk about some of those awkward moments that didn't quite align with her be kind mantra. Remember the 2019 interview with Dakota Johnson? Ellen jokingly but aggressively pressed Dakota about not being invited to her birthday party. The tension was thick. Dakota, visibly uncomfortable, responded with grace. But everyone watching saw it. Was this playful teasing, or was it crossing the line? And then there was the Taylor Swift interview. Ellen asked about Taylor's love life in front of a live audience, pushing boundaries until it was obvious that Taylor didn't feel comfortable. These were two celebrities who were on Ellen's side, but they felt the sting of her questioning. The be kind Ellen didn't seem to match up with the woman we saw on screen. If she was this loving figure, why was she making her guests feel uncomfortable? As more celebrities came forward, it wasn't just the awkward interviews that raised eyebrows. It was what was happening behind the scenes. The Me Too movement brought up uncomfortable truths about the way some workplaces functioned, and Ellen's was no exception. Former staffers started speaking out. Many shared stories of a toxic work environment, accusations of racism, intimidation, and favoritism. The most shocking part? Ellen, the champion of kindness, was allegedly the one who turned a blind eye to the behavior of her higher-ups. Staff members described feeling afraid to speak up, knowing that any complaints could be ignored or worse, lead to retaliation. Ellen, for the first time, had to address these claims. She apologized. But was it enough? Could the public image of someone as beloved as Ellen ever fully recover after such accusations? When the allegations against Ellen surfaced, it didn't take long for the floodgates to open. Some celebrities rushed to her defense, insisting that Ellen was a good person who had been misunderstood, or that the stories were exaggerated, just the usual drama in a big, dysfunctional family. But not everyone shared that view. Comedian Kathy Griffin, who had long been a friend to Ellen, came forward with her own painful story. She recalled being mistreated by Ellen, even breaking down in tears after an uncomfortable encounter on set. Brad Garrett also made his feelings clear. He didn't hold back, publicly criticizing Ellen for how she treated people behind the scenes. And he wasn't alone. More and more celebrities, including those who had worked with Ellen for years, began to speak out about the toxic environment she allegedly allowed to thrive on her show. It became evident that Ellen's behavior wasn't just an isolated incident, it was a pattern. For every person who spoke in her defense, there was someone else who felt let down, disrespected, and hurt by her actions. The divide in Hollywood grew wider as the truth started to unfold. The downfall of the Ellen DeGeneres Show was both swift and inevitable. For nearly 2 decades, Ellen had been the beloved face of daytime television, known for her humor, kindness, and ability to make everyone feel at ease. However, in 2020, the truth about a toxic workplace behind the scenes started to unravel. Former employees came forward, accusing Ellen and her team of fostering a culture of racism, bullying, and mistreatment. As the allegations gained attention, Ellen's public image took a serious hit. Viewership, once at the top, began to plummet, and major sponsors pulled their support. Ellen, once the queen of daytime talk shows, was forced to confront the harsh reality that her reputation was crumbling. Despite a heartfelt public apology and promises to change, the damage had been done, and her audience no longer trusted her. After 19 successful seasons, the Ellen DeGeneres Show was canceled. While the allegations were a major factor, the cancellation was also a result of the growing sense of betrayal. A show that once symbolized kindness was now a symbol of hypocrisy, and the truth was hard to ignore. So, what do you do when the world turns its back on you? For Ellen, who had always used her platform to promote kindness, the answer was clear: retreat. After the Ellen DeGeneres Show ended, Ellen largely stepped away from the public eye. But in 2024, she made a comeback of sorts, releasing a stand-up special on Netflix. It was her attempt to reclaim some of the favor she had lost over the years. However, the special was still heavily shadowed by the controversies surrounding her. Many viewers felt that Ellen's attempt to address her past was too little, too late. And if that wasn't enough drama, Ellen and her wife, Portia de Rossi, made a bold move, packing up and leaving the US to settle in the peaceful and quiet English countryside. Was this a way for Ellen to escape the relentless public scrutiny? Or was it her way of reimagining her life, far from the unforgiving spotlight she once ruled? The move raised plenty of questions, and for some, it's easy to think we know a celebrity based on what they show us. For years, Ellen presented that good vibes only image: kind, funny, and approachable. But as we've seen, things aren't always as perfect as they seem. Public figures like Ellen are complicated. They're not just the flawless personalities we see on TV, they're real people, making mistakes just like anyone else, and facing the consequences when those mistakes come to light. So the question we all have to ask ourselves is, how much can we really separate the persona from the person? When the public image shatters, what are we left with? It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a reality we all need to face when it comes to the celebrities we admire. Ellen's fall from grace isn't just about one person's actions, it's a wake-up call about the power of perception. Ellen's journey from being the face of kindness to facing a public reckoning is a story of contradictions. Her rise to fame was meteoric, built on the idea of being a role model for positivity. But in the end, her own actions came back to haunt her. From awkward interviews to toxic workplace allegations, Ellen's brand was shaken to its core. As she retreats from the public eye, we're left wondering, is it possible to come back from? In today's world, with social media and constant scrutiny, celebrities are under a microscope like never before. The public wants more than just entertainment, they want transparency and authenticity. When someone like Ellen, who built a career on promoting kindness, is exposed for not living up to that image, it forces us to ask tough questions. Can we ever really know the people we see in the public eye? Can any of them survive once their carefully constructed walls come crumbling down? The answer isn't simple, but Ellen's story serves as a reminder of how quickly fame can turn into a fall from grace. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to comment below, share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos.